Welcome to Talk Easy English. Welcome back to Talk Easy English. My name is Emma, and I am so happy you are here with us today. Whether you are drinking a warm cup of tea, walking outside, or just resting at home, welcome. Before we begin today's lesson, I want to ask you a small favor. If you love spending time with us and want to support our channel, please take 1 second to click that subscribe button. It really helps our community grow, and it allows us to keep making these calm, helpful episodes for you. Today, Leo and I are going to talk about a problem that almost every single English learner faces. It is a very common feeling, but it can make you feel so lonely and frustrated. Have you ever been in a situation where you hear someone speak English and you understand every single word in your head? You know what they said, you know the meaning, and you even know what you want to answer. But when you open your mouth, nothing comes out. Your throat feels tight. Your tongue stops moving. Your mind goes completely blank. Does that happen to you?
Hello everyone, welcome back. Oh, Emma, you are describing something I know so well. That exact thing used to happen to me all the time when I was learning a new language. I would sit in a room, listen to people talk, and think to myself, I know all these words. Why can't my mouth just say them? It felt like there was a giant wall between my brain and my lips. I used to get so angry with myself. But over time, I realized something very important that changed everything for me. Knowing a language in your head is a completely different skill from speaking it out loud with your mouth.
That is such a deep and important point, Leo. So many learners think that if they study grammar books for hours or memorize thousands of vocabulary words, they will automatically be able to speak smoothly. But reading and listening are passive skills. Speaking is an active, physical skill. When you speak your native language, you do not think about how your mouth moves. You do not think, where should I put my tongue? Or, how wide should I open my lips? Your body has practiced those movements millions of times since you were a little child. Your facial muscles know the path by heart.
Exactly. But when you speak English, your body is being asked to make brand new movements. Your lips, your tongue, your jaw, and even the muscles in your throat have to move in ways they have never moved before. For example, think about the English sound for the word think or 3. You have to put the tip of your tongue right between your teeth and blow out a little bit of air. If your native language does not have that sound, your tongue literally gets confused. It hesitates for a second, and when your tongue hesitates, your brain gets nervous. That physical hesitation makes you feel like you forgot all your English.
That makes so much sense. It is just like learning to play an instrument, like a guitar or a piano. You can read 10 books about how to play the piano. You can watch videos of great musicians playing every day. But when you sit down at a real piano for the very first time, your fingers will feel stiff and clumsy. You cannot expect your hands to play a beautiful song immediately. You have to give your physical body time to build muscle memory. And the only way to build muscle memory in your mouth is to make soft, real English sounds with your voice every day, even when you are completely alone.
I am so glad you mentioned practicing alone, Emma. So many learners make the mistake of waiting for the perfect moment to speak English. They tell themselves, I will only speak when I go to an English-speaking country, or I will only speak when I find a native English speaker to talk with. But waiting creates so much pressure. When that moment finally comes, your stress levels are so high that your brain freezes instantly. Practicing alone at home removes all that fear and pressure.
It really does. Your home is a safe, peaceful space. When you are standing in your kitchen in the morning, nobody is watching you. Nobody is testing your grammar. Nobody is giving you a grade. That is the absolute best place to train your brain and your mouth together. You can start with something very small and simple. Look at the objects on your table. Instead of letting your brain think of the words in your native language, look at the object and speak the English word out loud. Look at the bread and say, bread. Look at the water and say, water.
And here is a wonderful trick to make that exercise even better. Add one simple describing word. Instead of just saying water, say cold water. Instead of just saying coffee, say hot coffee. Instead of saying window, say open window. Notice how simple that is. You are not worrying about difficult grammar rules. You are just teaching your brain to connect two English words directly to a real object, without translating from your native language first.
Translating in your head is such a heavy habit, isn't it? When you translate, your brain has to work like a slow, heavy machine. First, your eyes see a cup. Then, your brain finds the word for cup in your native language. Then, it searches a mental dictionary for the English word. Then, it checks if you need an article like a or the. By the time that entire process finishes in your head, 10 or 15 seconds have passed, and you feel exhausted before you even open your mouth.
Yes, translating steals all your energy. But when you look directly at a cup and just say, hot coffee, you skip that middle step completely. You build a direct bridge between your eyes and your mouth. The path becomes short, quick, and easy.
Once you feel comfortable naming simple things around your house, you can take the next gentle step, becoming the narrator of your own day. You do not need to tell complicated or dramatic stories. Just describe what your hands are doing right now in simple present tense. As you walk around your home, speak quietly to yourself. I am opening the door. I am turning on the light. I am sitting down on the chair. It creates such a peaceful, natural flow in your mind.
It really does. And look at how clear those sentences are. You do not need big, fancy academic words to sound fluent. Simple, correct, clear sentences spoken with a calm voice are so much better than long, complicated sentences that make you stumble and lose your breath. When you talk to yourself like that every day, your mouth gets used to making English shapes without any fear.
Speaking of making English shapes, another amazing technique to help your mouth relax is called shadowing. Many of our listeners ask us, Emma, Leo, what is shadowing and how do I do it at home? Could you explain how simple it really is, Leo?
I would love to. Shadowing is as natural as singing along to a song you love on the radio. When a great song comes on, you don't sit down to study the lyrics or write down the grammar. You just listen to the singer's voice, and your mouth copies the sounds at the exact same time. Shadowing in English works the exact same way. You listen to a clear, slow audio, like this podcast, and you repeat the exact same words right behind the speaker, like a shadow following a person.
Exactly. You follow the speaker's voice just half a second behind them. The wonderful thing about shadowing is that your brain gets to take a complete rest. You don't have to choose vocabulary, you don't have to construct grammar, and you don't have to invent ideas. The speaker has already done all that work for you. Your job is simply to let your tongue, lips, and throat copy the natural rhythm, the gentle pauses, and the clear pronunciation.
Let's do a short shadowing exercise together right now with our listeners. Listeners, wherever you are right now, sitting down, walking, or doing chores, try repeating this simple sentence out loud right after Emma says it.
My voice is calm, and my English is improving every single day.
Now, let's say it one more time together, very slowly and clearly.
My voice is calm, and my English is improving every single day.
How did that feel? Notice how your breathing stayed slow, deep, and steady. You didn't have to rush. You didn't have to panic. That quiet, steady pace is what builds true fluency. So many learners believe that to speak fluent English, you have to talk super fast, like actors in an action movie. But fast speaking often leads to slurred words, mistakes, and tight muscles.
In real life, native speakers appreciate clarity so much more than speed. When someone speaks calmly and takes natural pauses to breathe, they sound thoughtful, smart, and confident. Pausing is not a sign of weakness or bad English. Pausing is a completely natural part of human conversation. It gives your brain time to select the next word, and it gives the person listening to you time to comfortably process what you said.
That is so true. If you ever feel lost in the middle of a sentence while talking to someone, you do not need to panic, get embarrassed, or apologize. You can just take a slow breath, smile, and say, "Let me think for a second." That simple sentence gives you time, keeps your body relaxed, and keeps the conversation feeling natural and warm.
Now, let's talk about the emotional side of speaking English, because this is where most people get stuck. Your mouth is often not frozen because of bad grammar or a small vocabulary. It is frozen because of fear. We worry about sounding silly. We worry about making mistakes with past tense. We worry about having a strong accent. But Leo, when someone comes up to you and tries to speak in your native language, do you judge them when they make a mistake?
Never, not even for 1 second. When someone tries to speak to me in my language, I don't pay attention to their small grammar errors. I pay attention to their message. I feel so much respect for them because I know how much courage it takes to speak a new language out loud. Native English speakers feel the exact same way when you talk to them. They are not judging you. They just want to connect with you as another human being.
Mistakes are not stop signs. They are just small stepping stones on your path to success. Every single mistake you make is proof that your brain is actively working, trying, and learning. If you say, "Yesterday I go," instead of, "Yesterday I went," the person listening still understands you completely. The communication worked. You can refine the tiny grammar rules over time, but keeping your voice moving and confident is what truly matters.
That is why daily consistency is so much better than studying for many hours once a week. Reading a heavy grammar textbook for 6 hours on Sunday will not help your mouth speak smoothly on Monday morning. But spending 5 or 10 minutes every single day, naming objects in your room, talking to yourself while making breakfast, shadowing a short podcast, or reading a simple story out loud will completely transform your confidence.
It turns English from a difficult school subject into a familiar, friendly part of your everyday life. When English becomes part of your daily routine, your mouth stops feeling stiff, your brain stops translating, and speaking starts feeling as easy and natural as breathing.
Well said, Emma. It is all about being gentle, patient, and kind with yourself as you learn. Your brain and your mouth are doing amazing work every single day.
Thank you so much for sitting down and having this wonderful conversation with me today, Leo. And to all our amazing listeners around the world, thank you for spending your valuable time with us today on Talk Easy English. Keep your practice light, keep your mind relaxed, and enjoy every small step of your journey. We cannot wait to talk with you again in our next episode.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a peaceful day and keep practicing out loud.